Hey, so what if I told you there are some words that you should never, ever, ever say as an entrepreneur? As a matter of fact, you should never, ever, ever say them even as a human being. Hello, I'm Tad Fulker with Rise Up in Real Estate, and I've got a challenge for you today. I've got some words that I don't want you to ever say again. Never. Not in your marriage, not in your relationships with other people, not as a parent or a child, and certainly not as a real estate professional or as an entrepreneur. I don't ever want to hear you say the words again, let's get back to the basics. It's just not worth it. Don't say it. Just don't say it. As a matter of fact, I want you to think about what you're saying when you do say it. So when you're in your marriage and you're having a little bit of a struggle and things just seem a little bit rocky, you don't seem connected to your spouse anymore. You look at each other, you look at yourself in the mirror maybe, and you say, you know what, I just need to get back to the basics. We need to go on a date. I need to send another handwritten note. I need to buy some flowers. Or maybe as a parent, you feel distant from your child and you're thinking about the fact that you don't, just not connected anymore to that child. You say, well, maybe I need to take that child to the movie. Maybe I need to buy them their favorite toy. Maybe I need to get some ice cream or just sit and listen. Send them a handwritten note. Or how about in business? You get distracted. You feel like your productivity is off. Your conversions are off. You can't seem to get a listing client to pay attention or a buyer to buy the home or the condo that they wanted to look at. And you just feel disconnected from that client. You say to yourself, you know what? I'm going to get back to the basics. I'm going to start prospecting again. I'm going to start writing my handwritten notes. I'm going to do some pop buys. I'm going to start calling some clients and finding out customers and finding out how they're doing, getting back to the basics. Well, I don't want you to ever say those things again because I don't want you to ever depart from those things again. I want you to be ruthlessly committed to the basics. You know what Michael Jordan's coach never had to tell him? Hey, Michael, get in the gym, get back to the basics. You know what Steph Curry's coach never has to tell him as he shoots hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of shots every single day? He never had to say, get back to the basics. You know what Kobe Bryant's coach, Tiger Woods' coach, the list could go on and on. You pick experts in all the fields that you want to, music, art, cooking, that never had to be told by anyone to get back to the basics. A great example of this is Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs used to be very, very good at the basics at Apple. Remember, he invented the first personal computer, right? And every product that he came out with was even simpler still. When he left Apple for a brief period of time, Apple went crazy and got away from the basics. They tried to expand and become this all-encompassing company. And interestingly enough, Steve Jobs came back and the first thing he did was he scrapped it all and went back to the basics, went back to the personal computer, what they did best. I want you to become ruthlessly committed, like I just said, to being basic. Don't allow shiny objects to distract you. Don't allow success to distract you. Don't allow failure to distract you. Don't allow the things around you to distract you from your day-to-day pursuit of the basics. First of all, figure out what the basics are in your business, in your life, in your relationships, in your sport, in your diet and fitness. The list could go on and on. Find out what the basics are, write them down, and be devoted to them every day. And don't get distracted. Someone comes along and says, hey, here's something that would be better for you. Here's something that would be flashier for you. Give it a look and then say, you know what? I think I'm just going to be committed to the basics. Because what we're seeing right now is a shift and a change in the market. And I hear over and over again, let's get back to the basics. Don't be distracted. Let's get back to the basics. I don't want you to be the person in your personal or professional life that ever has to go back to the basics again. I want you to remain in the basics day in and day out so that as people around you are having to go back to the basics, you can say, I'm thankful that I'm already there. Again, this is Tad Fulford with Rise Up in Real Estate, and I hope this thought helps you rise up.